What's up, everybody? Hello, everyone. Here we are. We're moving along here. It's the ninth day in our 2021, our 2021 adventure here in this course. Of course, the course in what? The course in miracles. What else would we be taking a course in this course? What else would we want to take a course in? There's a lot of cool things I want to take courses in, actually. But Course in Miracles, it's a pretty cool thing to take a course in. So, anyways, welcome. Saturday morning. Here we go. I see nothing. This has got some cool humdingers in it. You'll see. There's some cool humdingers in it. The practice, I just read this right before I jumped on here to see ahead what I was going to say or what I was thinking about this thing, and there's some cool distinctions here that are really, really awesome. And the practice, I'm not really sure, it's so different as you practice with it. It changes as you go. Okay, so caveats, context. The Course in Miracles tells us that we don't have to believe this stuff. It tells us we may, in fact, actively resist it, but it tells us if we use it, if we attempt to apply it as instructed, that it will have its effects in our life, that we will feel these effects, and that's all that matters, really. Also, the information here is holographic on a profound level. What that means, that if you get any small part of it, you actually get all of it. That's what it says itself. Whether that's true or not, that is what it says about itself, and it does seem that it is that way. Also, there is some sequentiality to it. We are already on day 9. If you're joining in now, that's okay. If you want to go catch up, you can. If you want to ever do the workbook on your own through it does suggest you do only one a day. But, we could flip all the way up to lesson 74, and you could get value out of it. 74 is, there is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. I am at peace. Nothing can disturb me. My will is God's, and my will and God's are one. God's will for peace is God wills peace for his son. There is no will but God's. These conflict thoughts are meaningless. My conflict thoughts about blank cannot be real. Whatever. So you can go anywhere in some ways and pick it out, but there is some sequentiality as well. So, all right, here we go. I see nothing as it is now. The last few lessons have been like this. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts, and I see only the past. So I see nothing as it is now. This is what we're practicing with. This is assuming that we're practicing to understand, and you'll see what I mean by that here in the lesson, okay? This idea obviously follows from the two preceding ones, but while you may be able to accept it intellectually, this idea that the preceding ones explain why it is that you only see the past, actually. There's some pretty good explanation for how that could be. So while you may be able to accept it intellectually, it's unlikely that it will mean anything to you as yet. So you can say, oh, intellectually that makes sense, but it's unlikely that will actually mean anything to you as yet. However, understanding isn't necessary at this point. At this point, understanding isn't necessary. In fact, the recognition that you do not understand, hey, Milana, hello. So in fact, the recognition that you do not understand is prerequisite for undoing your false ideas. The recognition, the humble recognition that you do not understand is prerequisite for undoing your false ideas. These exercises are concerned with practice, not with understanding. So right now we're just concerned about practice. We're not concerned with understanding. We're trying something on. We don't have to understand it. We're just trying it on. You do not need to practice what you already understand. You don't need to practice what you already understand. It would indeed be, you already understand it. You don't need to, you're undoing these false ideas. So you don't need to practice what you already believe. Although you see that all over the news, hey? People just say the same stuff they've always believed, right? So you don't need to practice that. You already know what you believe you understand. You're attempting to practice something more. Hey, what's up, Peter Zimmerman? What's up, bro? Oh, yo. Okay, it would indeed be circular to aim at understanding. We're trying to aim at understanding, and then also to assume that we already have it. So the course here is help us to understand. The course says to understand is to have peace and joy. So if you don't have peace and joy, you don't understand, and that's what we're looking for here. That's what we're on our course for. We're here for peace of mind. Okay. So it would be circular to aim at understanding and assume that you already have it. Right? That makes sense. It's so logical. Paragraph number 2. Hey, what's up? Rainbow Wave Zimmerman. Paragraph number 2. It's difficult for the untrained mind to believe that what it seems to picture is not there. It's difficult for the untrained mind to believe that what it seems to picture isn't there. Isn't that true in so many ways, right? You ever project on a situation and then it's become obvious that what you thought you saw wasn't really there? I've got a real quick good example. 10-day meditation retreat, silence the whole time. The guy in front of me, he seemed really, like, I thought he seemed cool or something. Like, I thought he seemed, I'd never heard him speak. And I'm not saying he wasn't cool, but I thought he seemed like he was going to be like, yeah, I'm awesome, I'm cool. I kind of thought maybe I was going to be a little bit intimidated by him or something like that. I think it was just kind of running in the background. I didn't really think about it too much. But then when he spoke, he had such a high up, soft voice, lisp, sort of, very effeminate gentleman. And I was like, that's hilarious. For like 10 days, I'd kind of judged this guy as being macho. And he was like, so how was your set? I was like, Michael. So anyways, it's difficult for the untrained mind to believe that what it seems to picture is not there. I didn't at the time be like, hey, dude, you have no idea. I just kind of thought it was that way. It was very stark lesson there. Okay, this idea can be disturbing and may meet with active resistance in any number of forms. It's true. Yet that does not preclude applying it. So this idea that I see nothing as it is now can be quite disturbing and may be met with active resistance in any number of forms, but it doesn't preclude applying it. So attempting to apply it, practicing it. No more than that is required for these or any other exercises. Each small step will clear a little of the darkness away, and understanding will finally come to lighten every corner of the mind that has been cleared of the debris that darkens it. These exercises, paragraph number 3, these exercises for which 3 or 4 practice periods are sufficient, 3 or 4 practice periods today for a minute or two, looking around you, apply the idea for the day to whatever you see. Remember the need for its indiscriminate application and the essential rule of excluding nothing. Don't exclude anything. For example, I do not see this typewriter as it is now. It says here, I'm just reading. I do not see this telephone as it is now. I do not see this arm as it is now. Begin with things that are nearest to you, then extend the range outward. I do not see that, it says, coat rack as it is now, that door as it is now, that face as it is now. I do not understand in my room that broom as it is now, that speaker as it is now, that book as it is now. Okay, so paragraph number 5. It is emphasized again that while complete inclusion should not be attempted, so you can't speak of all the things, that fiber of my carpet, that, it's only a few minutes, so it's not, you don't have to include everything, but specific exclusion must be avoided. Be sure you are honest with yourself in making this distinction. You may be tempted to obscure this, that perhaps, I don't know what for, maybe you see, like, if you have a baby, maybe you would want to exclude that, but it's saying don't exclude. Let's say there's a baby, my baby or my child. I do not see it as it is now. Maybe I would have some resistance to that. It says to avoid that. That's one of the pretty hard to kind of encouragements that it's giving. Don't exclude. Okay. I'm going to go back to paragraph 2. I think I wanted to say something there. Let's see here. Paragraph number 2, sentence number 5. Each small step will clear a little of the darkness away, and understanding will finally come to lighten every corner of the mind that has been cleared of the debris that darkens it. So experientially, I see nothing as it is now. I see only the past. The Course is telling us, and sometimes yesterday I started bringing this context in a little bit. I think for the first time, these are base maps that I think if you have them, then you can get the rest of it, the course. You can get the workbook with these maps. Really help out anyways. There's a bunch of other stuff that includes that's helpful, but the most basic map is that the truth is true. It's always true. There's nothing other than it, and anything other than it is what? It's not true. Anything other than the truth is not true. And that the truth, if it changed, would be what? Something other than the truth. So the truth is true. It's always true, and nothing other than it is true. This is a pristine type of logic, actually, in some cool way, compared to our world where lies seem to be more true than truth sometimes. They seem to be stronger than truth in this chaotic story that we live in as body beings in time and space on Earth. Okay, so so that's the most basic map. Nothing real can be. The truth is true. It's always true. And there's nothing other than it. But then there's another map, and that's the map of the world of appearances. So that's like the metaphysics of truth, you could say, that thing. And then this is the metaphysics of the world of appearances, or how the world of a story gets started, or how the Big Bang boomed. It is that into the mind of God there crept a tiny mad idea. And this is, the Course says, is not true. This is a story that points to something that is helpful for the purposes of healing your mind, our mind, from the feeling of being disconnected from who we are, or from our source, or from what is, or from the truth, or feeling that lies are overtaking us, or something like that. So this is the origin story for that world. It goes like this. Into the mind of God, where all was one and always will be one, there crept a tiny mad idea, at which it forgot to laugh. It actually says at which it remembered not to laugh. But anyways, at which it forgot to laugh. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. Maybe it does. There might be. But into the mind of God, there crept a tiny mad idea, at which it forgot to laugh. Was the tiny mad idea that crept in was that, what if I could be? What if there was? What if you were? What if I messed up everything? What if there could be something other than what is? What if something opposed what is? What if something was against the truth? So the mind, considering this to be, let's say, a mental universe, the mind went like this. What if there was something against what is? Oh my God. What if there was like, whoa. And the mind projected out what that would look like in the world that we live in here. So, but right away, the truth looked past that, looked beyond that, looked prior to it, looked within. But the mind that took it seriously, that remembered not to laugh at it, it kept it kept this thought that the truth looks over, that the truth looks past, and it's the mind that took this idea seriously, that identified with the ego or with the story self. It keeps attempting to keep that, because that's all it knows of itself. So we cleanse the windows of perception from the dust of the past, and each time we do this, we lighten more the corners of our mind. All right, everybody. Good day.